Imagine waking up on your own terms, not to meetings, not to deadlines, but to possibility. Maybe it's more travel, maybe more time with your family, or maybe just having the space to decide what's next. For many professionals and entrepreneurs, there comes a point where the question shifts from how do I earn more to how do I create lasting freedom without having to wait until I'm 67 years old. That's what we're exploring today, a strategic approach to early retirement. Not about leaving work behind entirely, but about gaining the flexibility to live life with intention. If you're watching this, chances are you've already done the hard part. You've built wealth, you've made smart decisions, and you've created opportunities. But now you're wondering, can I turn this success into sustainable freedom sooner rather than later? Welcome, I'm Moise Piram, Vice President here at Asset Management Group. And today, we're discussing what it really takes to design an early exit from the traditional career timeline with elegance, intention, and long-term financial confidence. This isn't a one-size-fits-all formula. It's about high-level framework that professionals, entrepreneurs, and executives who are seeking financial autonomy and lifestyle clarity. But before we dive in, if you're new, tap that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our latest videos on building wealth and financial planning. What early retirement means for affluent professionals. Early retirement doesn't mean doing nothing. It means designing a life where your income no longer depends on your time or labor. It's leaving traditional full-time work before the standard retirement age, typically between 62 and 67, and relying on investments or alternative income instead of a paycheck. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the average retirement age is 62, but a growing number of people are exiting in their 50s or even in their 40s. That could mean transitioning to board roles or consulting, scaling back from operating a business, spending more time with your family or causes that you care about. It's simply owning your own time again. Early retirement isn't the finish line, it's a pivot point, one that requires a different planning approach for those with complex assets and legacy goals. Why a strategic plan matters. Having substantial income or assets doesn't automatically mean financial freedom. Wealth often comes with complexity, multiple income streams, real estate, equity compensation, tax exposures, even philanthropic goals. This isn't just about hitting a number on the savings calculator, it's about aligning your financial structure with the life you want to lead, and sustainably and intentionally. That means looking at how cash flows in and out, how assets are allocated and protected, how tax decisions today impact flexibility tomorrow, and how to plan not just for yourself, but for those who come next. That's where thoughtful, long-range planning makes the difference. The 5-step framework to early retirement. Step 1, define your financial freedom number. This is your work optional threshold, the amount of investable assets needed to fund your lifestyle indefinitely. A common starting point is a 25 times rule. Multiply your annual expenses by 25. So if you spend $160,000 per year, your target is about $4 million. But that's just a framework. You want to factor in passive income, liquidity events, healthcare costs, lifestyle inflation, and legacy goals. The 4% rule suggests withdrawing 4% annually from a diversified portfolio gives you a high probability of success for 30 years. For early retirees, you may want to reduce this number to about 3.25 to allow for longer time frames. Our client Lucas, who's a real estate investor, assumed he was ready to retire at 50 with $4.5 million in real estate equity. But once we ran a cash flow and tax models, we saw he needed more liquidity. So he held off retiring for 3 years, and it made a world of difference. Step 2, create a tax-smart income plan. Retiring early means you may go a decade or more without Social Security or Medicare. So the question becomes, how do you draw income efficiently? We use a layered approach. Cash for years 1 to 3, immediate assets for years 4 to 7, and long-term growth for years 8 and beyond. Sophia retired at 55 and had a 10-year gap. She used a mix of brokerage accounts and Roth conversions while keeping healthcare costs low with a private plan. Step 3, align investments to time horizons. Your portfolio should reflect purpose. Not all assets should have the same job description. We structure 3 buckets. Bucket 1, stability. We use cash, bonds, and CDs. Bucket 2 is for moderate growth, balanced funds, mutual funds, ETFs, REITs. Bucket 3, long-term growth, equities, private investments. Alan and Lee, retired in their 50s. They wanted to fund grad school for their kids and travel, so we used the 3-bucket strategy and it kept everything smooth and stress-free for them. Step 4, protect your plan. Financial independence isn't just about growth, it's about resilience. Key protections include an emergency fund of 6 to 12 months, an umbrella liability insurance policy, healthcare gap planning, updating your estate documents, long-term care contingency plans. Get this, only 34% of adults have an estate plan, and many early retirees forget to update theirs. Marco retired from his restaurant group at 51. His estate plan was 15 years old. Updating it, we set up a trust that clarified his charitable goals, and it gave him complete clarity about the direction he was heading. Step 5. Test the transition. Early retirement is a lifestyle change. It helps to ease into it. Try 6 months sabbatical, maybe part-time consulting, maybe budgeting at a retirement level spending. Now, Tasha, a state judge, retired at 56. She tested her plan with a year of traveling and writing with no income. After adjusting her spending and now her new income schedule, she felt fully prepared. Early retirement isn't about walking away from work. It's about walking towards freedom. The earlier you start planning, the more clarity, confidence, and flexibility you'll have. If this sparked ideas of your own next chapter, write them down. Start the process today. Begin the journey. The plan doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to begin. And if you found this valuable, like the video, subscribe for more wealth building strategies, and share it with someone who's looking for an early retirement.